Day one game, Jarrell. I've been over here just, man, look. Day one game. I done did all the shout outs. Hey man, I done did all the shout outs. I done did all the welcomes. Shout out to Day One Game Jarrell. Shout out to Miles with the awesome show. Shout out to my dog Keandre, Cap of the ship. I done did all the shout outs. And then, man, look, I done did all them shout outs, working myself down the chat. And then, yeah, man, hey. I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Players mess up, man. Players mess up. That's all I can say, man. That's all I can say. It's all good. If you didn't hear it, well, I know you didn't hear it. In quick recap, shout out to the members already in the building, man. Shout out to all y'all who hit that like, follow, and subscribe button. Shout out to all y'all who tapped in with Big Cousin, tell a friend. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. They got a cousin, tell a friend, man. Holla at tell a friend as well. Hey, hey, man, I swear I was. I swear. I was making sure that everybody knew that this is a free Sunday for your boy. You know what I mean? Last Sunday was a victory Sunday for me. You know what I mean? And then now we got a bye week, so it's a victory Sunday already. I can't lose. All I can do is sit down and enjoy a lot of football fun, man. So it's a good Sunday for your dog. Hey, doc, man. Hey, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. I'm feeling good, feeling great, dog. This is a guaranteed victory Sunday, bro. I can't lose this week. You know what I'm saying? I'm leading the division. I'm on bye week. And no matter what happens after the bye week, I'm still number one in division, baby. Hey, this is a great Sunday for your dog. Man, I'm telling you. Hey, it was there. It was there, dog. As a matter of fact, I got I got a little fresh coffee for Sunday morning. You know what I mean? Still got to support the guys, though. You know, but yeah, excuse me. Oh, yeah. That hit the spot I needed. But nah, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all holding it down for me, dog. Because I was show over here going, man. Show over here going. But now, week 5, man, we got some good matchups now. We definitely got some good matchups. We got some things to talk about. And matter of fact, if you give me 1 second, we gonna get right to it. We gonna get right to it. Hold on. It never fails. It's always somebody that want to reach out to me right when I want to show. Like, hey, man, you going live this morning? Man, I'm live now, dog. Tap in, man. Come on, dog. Y'all know the roots, man. Sundays at 10, Wednesdays at 7. You ain't got to ask. You can set your clock by it, man. You can set your clock by it. Tap in with your dog. But no, while everybody's in there getting real comfortable, man, make yourselves at home. Y'all know how we do. Y'all know how we do. But there is a game ongoing right now, another international game. Cleveland is in London facing Minnesota. Dylan Gabriel making his debut as starter for the Cleveland Browns. And honestly, man, he's playing well. He's playing well. It's a very, very conservative game plan from Kevin Stefanski, which makes sense. You got your third round rookie making his first start. And then even in addition to that, we already know the circumstance and all the conversation around that Cleveland Browns starting job and the QB competition, Shadur Sanders. And so we know all the noise around that anyway. And so not only is that going on around you, then you have your third round rookie making his first start overseas in a London international game. This game came on, I think, 8 o'clock or 8:30 Central time. And he's going up against Brian Flores and a very aggressive, very talented Minnesota Vikings defense. So there's a lot on Kevin Stefanski's plate. And I say all that to say I can understand why the game plan is so conservative. I don't know how many passes he's thrown that have traveled more than like 8 air yards in the air, like realistically. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of dinking and dunking, a lot of shallow drags, a lot of dump offs, things like that. Quinshon Judkins, standout rookie from Ohio State, he broke a big run for like a 40 or 50-yard touchdown, but it unfortunately was called back due to a holding call. And that Cleveland defense, of course, doing more than enough to keep them in this game. They are abusing Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz has took some shots in this game already. I can tell y'all that if y'all haven't seen it. And actually, just before halftime, Carson Wentz scrambling, took a lick, and then he went into the blue tent. I think they're evaluating him for a shoulder injury. And I'm not sure, honestly, if they said it was his throwing arm or not. But with J.J. McCarthy already injured and unable to start, Carson Wentz getting ragdoll out here, seriously, getting hurt and beat up, and we don't know his status going into the second half. And so things are turning very, very dire for the Minnesota Vikings in this game for sure. So I'll be sure to keep y'all updated there. Let me see what's going on in my chat, see if anybody else snuck in the building. See if anybody else snuck in the building. My dog Keandre said, was Jerry Jones kind of right? You right about what? Hold on. Are you talking about did he say something else? Or are you talking about like Michael Parsons? Yeah, make sure I didn't miss no new news. There's a lot of stuff going on. I don't know what Jerry Jones could have been right about. I want to make sure I know what we're talking about. Hold on, my dog Day One Game Jarrell said, nah, Jerry wasn't right. Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. Now, hey, Jarrell, good point. Yeah, good, because Jerry was talking all that yin yang, and Jerry, y'all didn't win that game either. Michael was also there, a part of those 40-point shootouts that the Cowboys would get into. So Michael was also there for those. But also, just like Jarrell said, Dang Game Jarrell said, if Micah's there, then that one's probably a dub. Because I can tell you, Jordan Love had all day and then some to operate in the pocket. So for all that yin yang, yeah, for sure, Micah could have been the difference in that game to win. Now, also in fairness, though, to Keandre's point, Micah could have been the difference in the Packers game to win as well. So I mean, a 40-40 tie. I don't know. I mean, there's not any official losers, but there's no winners either. Both these teams, we would have hoped that Micah maybe could have swayed or been the difference for either one of these teams. But sometimes it be like that, man. These are two offenses clicking. Dallas was playing extremely motivated and at home. You know, Jerry probably put the fear of you know what in everybody. Anybody who's in a Cowboys jersey, anybody who worked the concession stand, anybody who worked parking valet, all right, any vendor, anybody associated with the Cowboys, you can bet your job was on the line for that Packers Cowboys game. If you spilled a drink and the Packers had lost that game and Jerry saw you spill that drink, you probably was out of there, my boy. All right? You was probably out of there. Jerry wasn't playing no games that Packers week. So the Packers was playing like their lives depended on it. And they played well. And also, just bigger than that, man, Dak Prescott's been playing his ass off, man. Dak is playing damn good football, man. To this point in the season, of course. And he's got to. I mean, because as we've seen, this defense is looking like it's going to give the Bengals defense a run for its money. Because, like I said, they haven't shown that they can stop anybody. 40 points against the Packers. Now, the Packers are a talented team, right? Now, also, we saw the Packers get stifled and held to 17 by the Browns just 2 weeks ago. So, while the Packers are a talented team, they're not an offensive juggernaut by any standpoint, right? Well, they put up 40 on you in your crib. Then also, let's keep in mind, the Giants. Russell Wilson almost saved his Hall of Fame. Russell Wilson almost saved his career and almost put him back into the Hall of Fame conversation after he put up 450 yards and 4 touchdowns on y'all. And then for whatever reason, Russ, I hated it had to go out like this, dog. Then he throws that arm punt. Like at the end of that game, that was just a terrible pass, man. It ruined what should have been a career day for Russell Wilson. But Russell went for 450 and 4 tubs. And that New York Giants team put up damn near 40. So that Cowboys defense is in trouble. But good thing about it, or at least to this point, much like we've seen with Joe Burrow and the Bengals offensively, I mean, they've got an offense that can go for 40. So even if their defense is terrible, their defense may not always give up 40, so they may win some of these. I don't know what to tell y'all Cowboys fans, but yeah. Let's see what y'all talking about. As they thought they would. Well, now that defense is still struggling. That defense is trash. So don't get it mistaken now. That defense is trash. That 40 up to 40 to this Packers team, damn near 40 to the Giants. Man, yeah. Now that defense is still bottom of the league worthy for sure. For sure. Let me see what we're talking about. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, man. I don't understand the Dak hate, dog. I'm not gonna lie. Like I don't want to. I'm not gonna oversell Dak either. But like people really go too hard against Dak, man. Some of it, maybe some of that Cowboys. Well, no, I ain't gonna say Cowboys hate because they earned it. I ain't gonna say it's Cowboys hate because they damn sure earned it. But some of that, man, is way overblown, especially in a league where like we see, because for in my mind, now mind you, I do have my own, what's the right word I want to say? I've got my own thoughts about quarterbacks or just ranking the players, etc. But I don't see huge differences between guys like a guy like Justin Herbert and a guy like Dak Prescott. Not for me, and that's why I'm not as high on Justin Herbert, right? But I still do recognize that Justin Herbert is a top 10 quarterback in this league. Even if I'm not as high on him as others, he's still a top 10 guy in this league. Dak is a lot closer to Justin Herbert than he is, in my mind, than he is a guy like Daniel Jones. Because people talk about Dak Prescott like it's Daniel Jones. I'm like, no, that's too far. He's closer to Justin Herbert than he is Daniel Jones. We forget 3 years ago, he was the runner-up to the MVP. The last MVP that Lamar won, which was he won that with the end, it was a softer MVP year, honestly. But if Dak would have won MVP for that year, honestly, like I don't think it'd have been a huge transgression. And honestly, he definitely had the stats and the production to do so. For me, it wasn't the 11 or 12 games that he was flat out spectacular in, because he was. It was for me the 2 or 3 big games that I feel like he left a little on the bone, or that he didn't necessarily like have his, like in college we talk about have your Heisman moment, like that standout moment you could point to that was like, yeah, now this was, kind of a good moment to summarize his Heisman campaign or his Heisman year. Like Dak never gave me one of those moments, you know what I mean? But he was playing MVP ball and had a damn good year. So that's a long way of me saying that, yeah, man, the Cowboys aren't nearly as bad as a lot of us probably thought they were going to be going into the year. But that's strictly based on one side of the ball. Two sides of the ball, because they've got a fantastic kicker as well. They got a kicker with a 70-yard leg. Oh, here's another quick live update, man. The Browns and Vikings game is resumed. Top of the third quarter, Vikings have the ball and they're driving. And actually, let me see who's in that quarterback, because Carson Wentz got banged up. Okay, now Wentz is back in at quarterback. Okay, Kiara just said Dak is top 10 in the league, somewhere between 6 and 9. Ooh, you know what? I think he's definitely, I was going to say, I'll have to think about that. I just did a power ranking last week for the top 10 teams, and I kind of got into it late, so I'll bring that back up so we can kind of chat about it. And I plan on doing one for quarterbacks as well, but I hadn't got around to it. But if we're talking right now off the top of my head, I think absolutely we'd have to say that. So I don't think that's far-fetched at all. That's a good call out for my dog, Keandre. I don't think that's far-fetched at all, man. Not at all. And then you know what? Speaking of, here we go. Speaking of my power rankings, because I was gonna say I put out one for quarterbacks as well, but this is what I put together after week 4. Now, mind you, this came out before the Thursday night game, so this came out last Wednesday before the Rams lost to the Niners. But I think going into that game, this is the power ranking I put together. Eagles, Bills, Lions, 1, 2, 3. I think that will probably be consensus. Justin Jefferson just made a fantastic catch up the left sideline, right over top of Greg Newsome. Real mouse action. Right on top of that boy's head. And then got up and spiked the ball and let him know about that. Boy, he's surprised he didn't get a flag. But he came back to it, went up, grabbed it, and definitely let him know about it, and really flicked the ball in that boy's face. It could have been a penalty. But Justin Jefferson reminded y'all why he's the best in the business. But I don't know if we got to get into this too much on Wednesday, man, because like I said, I got caught up, and then we kind of talked about it toward the end of the show, but that's what I had laid out. Now, of course, I do plan on updating this. I don't know if I want to do it. Yeah, I probably will update it weekly. So maybe on Wednesday, I'll probably update or tweak this. Right now, honestly, just looking at it, I think the Rams, of course, they're going to fall out of this top. They're going to fall out the top 5. And then honestly, I'll I want to see kind of how some of these games shake out this week to see just where they fall. I would imagine they're probably still going to be. I don't know now, man. This is two bad losses, and I want to say it's two bad losses. And actually, let me pull up this Thursday night game, man. We might as well get into a recap of that game. I want to talk about this. So the Rams have been playing very good ball, but they do have two bad losses. But the losses are to very good opponents. So, because it's one thing to be the Chargers and lose to rookie Jackson Dart and the New York Giants. Like, that's a bad loss, but that's a more traditional bad loss in an easier sense to understand. The Rams have lost two, like, nail-biter, tightly contested games, and games that they probably should have won both, but against very good opponents, or was turning out to be very good opponents, as far as, because we didn't know what we were going to get from the Niners, and we'll talk about them as well. But that loss to the Eagles, a game they were firmly in control of in the first half. Kudos and credit to the Eagles in that passing game finally. Shout out to A.J. Brown, right? But they finally get him going in the second half of that game. They come back and win. Jordan Davis with the block field goal and running it back. So they made plays to win that game. So, yeah, that's a bad loss because of the way they kind of collapsed in the second half, but that's a very quality opponent. That's the Super Bowl defending champion. And then this Thursday night game. Now, the Niners going in, I wasn't sure what I thought about them because of their circumstances, all those injuries. Mac Jones, he's playing well, but how much is that worth, right? And so I left them out my top 10 this last week. They were in consideration. But now seeing them now this third week on a short week against the Rams in their building, and to outcoach, and come back and win that game. And so that's a fantastic win. I think the Niners are they'll have to be in my top 10, man, when I update this thing for us on Wednesday for sure. And so, yeah, man, I'm thinking the Niners, did they play themselves out that top 10? Even though I definitely think they're going to be a force in that NFC West and in that NFC playoff picture. But I think this makes me recalibrate. I didn't give the Niners a realistic chance to win this division. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like, I just didn't. With all the injuries and Mac Jones and Brock Purdy both being in and out of, so I just didn't know what we were going to get there. But if Thursday was any indication, man, they could still play with anybody. Because that Thursday night win on the road, short week, with your JV team, with half your starters out, it felt like, right? And you go in there and you get a damn good win against a very quality opponent. Who can't they beat at this point? Because the Rams took it to the defending Super Bowl champions and had them on the ropes. And so, yeah, I don't know, man. I can't wait to update that list and see just where the Niners fall, man, and see if the Rams make it. Now, talking about the game itself, the Niners do pull it off, 26-23 in overtime. Mac Jones playing his ass off. 33 for 49, 342 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. C-Mac had a tough day at the office, man, running the ball. Kudos to that Rams defense. That Rams defense, you know what, now that I'm talking about it, this is the second guy, top tier style of guy that they've held in check in the run game. Week 2 against the Eagles, right? They really stifled and held. I think Saquon finished that game with less than 50 yards. My dog Day One Game Jarrell, he can let me know. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if I'm right or wrong about that. But I want to say they held Saquon under 50 yards in that game. In this one, C-Mac has 57 on 22 carries. So that's a very tough day at the office. Now, the passing game, he was a factor as always. I think he had 8 catches for over 80 yards and a touchdown. So on the whole, I think C-Mac had about 130 yards from scrimmage, right? Which is still a very productive day. But, man, he had to earn it. He definitely had to earn it. Kendrick Bourne, my goodness. Kendrick Bourne and Mac Jones, who played together in New England, they went off as a tandem. So Mac Jones has a career day, 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, playing some of his best ball. Kendrick Bourne was unstoppable, unguardable, 10 receptions for 142 yards and a touchdown in this game as well. And then, of course, probably the play of the game made by rookie defensive tackle Alfred Collins from University of Texas, and with the crucial goal line forced fumble and fumble recovery on KYREN Williams. So, man, fantastic job all around by that Niners team, especially with all those injuries. They had another big, bulky, white tight end out there blocking and making plays. It took me like a quarter and a half to remember that ain't George Kittle. I'm like, man, who's this white boy they got? I was like, man, I could have sworn Kittle was injured. You know what I'm saying? Out there, he was out there Kittle Jr. You know what I mean? So shout out to Kyle Shanahan and shout out to the Niners team. Shout out to John Lynch. Shout out to Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? I know you got a lot of disrespect, homeboy, but man, you playing your ass off, dog. And man, hey, kudos and congratulations to you. And then it's also going to raise some questions now because Brock Purdy is also a guy who doesn't get a lot of love despite his success and what he's put on paper. You know what I mean? We could talk about a lot of things. Oh, he's a system and all. Yeah, all that stuff sounds good, but man, let's talk about what he put on paper. And Brock Purdy has played well, and he's far exceeded expectation by any measure or any stretch. And so, which is one of the reasons why I'm extremely happy that he got paid. You know what I mean? Because we're paying Trevor Lawrence's for looking like the part, but they're not giving us production. I want to pay Brock Purdy for producing. And we can give a lot of reasons about a lot of things, but the fact is, man, been to 2 NFC championship games. He won one, went to the Super Bowl, and he had a chance to win the Super Bowl he went to as well. And so I want him paid, man. I want him to get it. I want to get his proper due. Look who done woke up and snuck in the building, man. Sis in the building. Say, what's going on, RBT family? What's going on? Hey, day one game. Exactly, bro. Exactly. The Rams legitimately should be undefeated, dog. If the Rams was 4-0 right now, it wouldn't. It's not a far stretch to say that. You know what I mean? It's not a far stretch to say that at all. And they've really pissed the bed, man. Ain't no other way around it. And then also in that game, that Rams game, we didn't even get into it. So the KYREN Lacy, we'll talk about him as well. RIP, bro. Kyren Williams fumble, but Sean McVay letting Kyle Shanahan. Hey, man, if I see my dog Tom in the building, hey, day one game. Day one game, Jarrell, my fault. Hey, terrible time. Hold it down for them Houston Texans. But Tom, you done threw me off. What I finna say? Oh, no. But, bro, Tom been saying it for a while, I think. I think Tom was saying this a long time ago. Kyle Shanahan, big brother. Kyle Shanahan still Sean McVay, big brother. And Thursday night proved it, bro. Like, if we thought it was over, because, and this is the thing about this game as well. I completely didn't even think about that because that's a real thing, bro. Kyle Shanahan been whooping Sean McVay ass since they was in Washington 10 years ago, apparently. And he ain't finished yet. And I'll say this, and I know realistically this is the case, but I'm just talking my talk because it's Sunday morning and we having fun on the Sunday Funday football show here on the RBT Talk Show with your dog. So I'm just talking my talk. But no, bro. Sean nut up, man. Sean got scared. It's 4th and 1 on the 11-yard line at the crib in overtime. And so this is the thing. Do you go for it? Do you kick the field goal and try to play for it, stop another possession? Like, these are things to consider. Now, I do want to say there was 3 minutes. It was like almost 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And so I'm not sure the timeout situation. I know in overtime, everybody gets 2. I don't know if they had burned 1, but I don't know if they did or not. But the point is 3 minutes and 40 seconds with at least 1 timeout. That is enough time to get a stop and get the ball back if you want to put it on your defense and kick that field goal and take a chance there to see if you can get a quick stop and a late drive. So maybe that's one thing to think about, right? Then another part of thinking about that is, man, we at the crib, Thursday, short night. We've got a high-powered offense. Matt Stafford threw for damn near 400 yards. Matt Stafford was 30 for 47, 389 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Now, as nice as that stat line does sound, Matt Stafford wasn't clean in this game, man. Matt Stafford, he's still, and I was talking to my dog Chop about this, right? But he's got a lot of bad misses when he's targeting Devontae Adams. Now, also, Devontae just got there, right? So there is going to be some acclimation that goes on, right, as they kind of learn each other and learn each other's tendencies. And, Matt's got to learn, how he likes his passes. You know what I mean? Does he want them on the face mask? Does he want them in the bread basket? Does he want it on his inside? So, there's going to be some of those little nuances that they probably have to work out. But, man, some of these misses are just bad. And that speaks to miscommunication and not being on the same page. But still. But I say all that to say you've got weapons. Puka playing like the best receiver in football. 10 receptions, 85 yards, and a touchdown in this one as well. And so if you're going to go for it, I don't know why we act like we've got 2024 Derrick Henry behind us and we put that game in the hands of KYREN LACY, right? That's the thing about it I didn't like. I didn't like the call at all. And if you're going to do it, like, I don't like the call and I don't like the bluntness of the call. Like, they lined up power run formation. And I think the Niners came out and talked about it as well. It's like, nah, man, that was like this form. They're only running the ball in this formation with this personnel, and it proved true, right? But the Rams lined up like they was 2024 Baltimore handing it to Derrick Henry. You know what I'm saying? They lined up like this was the Eagles, prime Eagles tush push. Like, it don't matter if you know what we're doing, you can't stop it. They lined up like that. Y'all forgot this is KYREN LACY back here. And KYREN LACY, and I don't want to go too hard on the man because, he's from Missouri. I think he's from St. Louis. He's from the St. Louis area. He's from the Mo. I see you, Mo, right? But it is what it is. Man, cough up the football from time to time. This isn't a new thing. He's had the dropsies. He's had the fumblies for a few years now in his career. And so I just don't like the call. We've got Matt Stafford, our 38-year-old Super Bowl champion, leader of our team. Like, we've got him. We've got Puka Nacua playing like the best receiver in football, right? All the creative ways that we've used him rushing and receiving. Puka has a 40-yard rushing touchdown on 4th down this year. This year. Puka ran a 40-yard touchdown on like a 4th and 2. Was that last week? That was like 2 weeks ago. So there's options there. We've got Devontae Adams. One-on-one, Devontae Adams may be one of the most difficult covers in the last 30 years of football one-on-one. So we've got all these options at our disposal, Sean McVay. And you let big brother Kyle Shanahan look at you from across the sideline and punk you into that weak-ass, heavy B-gap dive. Man, come on, man. What are we doing? And then we get smoked. You get smoked, stonewalled on the line, and now you lose this game on your 11-yard line going in 26-23. Man, come on, man. That's disgusting, Sean McVay. That's disgusting. So I don't know how y'all felt about it, man. Who's the bigger culprit for the Rams loss in that game, dog? Because that KYREN LACY, man, forgive me, KYREN LACY, I'm sorry, dog. That Kyren Williams fumbled, I mean, it is egregious. But it's a football play, man. Alfred Collins made a great play. And sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles, man. Shout out to my dog Mouse. Sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles, man. Alfred Collins made a good play. He made a great play. Kyren didn't just go and just fumble willingly. First off, he got stole. Alfred Collins, big ass, man, Alfred Collins is 6'6", 350 pounds. He swung, he actually stole Kyren Williams. He hit him in the jaw. And then after he hit him in the jaw, then his arm came down and clubbed his arm as well and forced a fumble. But that's a great defensive play. And then he was able to recover it. That's a great play. So, yeah, there is some blame or some fault, to pass to Kyren Williams as well. Because at the end of the day, you got to hold the football. But we can't forget, the other guys get paid too. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we pay him to make that play. Well, Alfred Collins is getting paid to make his play as well. So, yeah, I do put some onus on Kyren Williams because especially you took points off the board, Playboy. That's 7 points off the board in the game we lost by 3. Maybe that game doesn't even go to overtime if you don't fumble right there, right? So there is some blame there. But he lost to a guy who made a fantastic football play. Sean McVay, boy, you nut up, man. You got scared, bro. I don't think, man, no, you nut up, you got scared. Big brother Kyle was in your head, and you played it safe, you played it conservative, and got smoked, man. So I'm putting that one on Sean McVay. I'm putting that one on Sean McVay, me personally. I don't know how y'all think, how y'all feel about it. I don't know how y'all feel about it, man. Was it more on Sean McVay? Was it more on Kyren Williams? But I'm putting it on Sean McVay, man. Those was my thoughts. My dog Cal just said what's up to my dog Tom, man. Okay, yeah, I'm about to say, yeah. No, that Rams run defense now is stout. Like I said, Saquon held under 50. C-Mac held under 60. You know what I'm saying? So they playing good ball in that run defense. That pass defense though is atrocious though. They getting worked over in the passing game for sure in the secondary. Kendrick Bourne aside, A.J. Brown went for $120 and a touchdown in one half of football in about a quarter and a half, matter of fact. Because the Eagles, my dog Day One Gate Jarrell, Jalen Hurts and his Eagles still didn't give A.J. Brown his first target in that Rams game until midway through the third. We were midway through the third before A.J. got his first target. He finished that game in a quarter and a half with 6 for $120 or maybe $115 and a touchdown. Come on, man. Come on, man. There we go. Yeah. Against the Titans. Yeah. Puka had a 40-yard 4th down rush for a touchdown. And not just a gimme. He broke 4 tackles. I want to say he broke at least 2-3 tackles. For sure. I want to say he broke at least 2-3 tackles. And now I don't want to hear it, Sean McVay. You got scared. And you know what? Kudos to Sean McVay as well, because he came out and he owned it. Excuse me. He came out and he owned it. He was like, yeah, that's just a terrible call. That's on me. That's a horrible call. And I'm glad that that's the reaction he had instead of blowing out. Because he know he pissed the bed. Quick update, man. We got another really quick live game update on this Minnesota and Cleveland game in London. We're at the bottom of the third. Minnesota's got the lead, has retaken the lead 14-10. Cleveland is driving. It's 3rd and goal. We'll see if Dylan Gabriel gets in the end zone, man. Man, look, watch this, man. Dylan Gabriel gonna come out here and ball in the face of everything. Like, this is, and I hate to say it, I don't know if there's a less popular play. Hey, Dylan Gabriel just threw a dime for a touchdown to David Njoku at the front of the goal line for a touchdown, and Cleveland's gonna take the lead in this one, 16-14, with the extra point coming up. Let me see this. Njoku wants a good route 1-on-1. Excuse me. It really looked like some variation of essentially 2-man. Yeah, no, that was a good ball from Dylan Gabriel. On time, accurate. Threw it in the triangle. Njoku had beat his defender off the line. And then there was 2 zone players right there closing on him. I got the hiccups, y'all. Y'all got to forgive me. All right, let's go ahead and get into some of these games. First one on the slate, on the road in Indianapolis. Give me Indy in this game, 27-20. Now, the Indianapolis Colts also, my God, look at it. It's always something. Hiccups. Indianapolis Colts also cost themselves a chance to beat the Rams just last week with A.D. Mitchell's fumble going into the end zone trying to celebrate. Takes a touchdown off the board, but I do expect them to bounce back against the Raiders. What can I do? What can I do? Right now, hiccup remedies. If you in the chat right now and you got a remedy for hiccups, I need you to let me know. I need you to let me know right now, because out of nowhere, hiccups. And I don't know what it is now that I think about it. I feel like I'm too old to have hiccups, man. I'm a grown man. Should we still be hiccuping? I'm too old for this. I feel like hiccups should expire by the time you get through middle school. I'm a grown-ass man out here hiccuping, dog, and I don't like it. I don't like it. Hiccup remedies. I need them in the chat, man. Somebody help your dog out. My goodness. But I don't know what to do. We're just going to keep it rolling. Now, I didn't hiccup. Y'all see what I'm going through? I want to see Ashton Jeanty in this game, man. I want to see if Ashton Jeanty can build on last week's momentum. So, as we talked about on Wednesday, Ashton Jeanty finally had a breakout performance. It was 3 games into his career, and people were always calling him a bust. Ryan Clark got on TV and called on Trent Richardson. Come on, bro. And then week 4, AJ Jeanty, I guess he hears all the noise. He's tired of it. He goes back to his college stance. He's standing straight up in the backfield. And you know what he does? 155 yards and 3 total touchdowns in this game. I want to see if he can maintain the momentum from last week and carry that over on the road in Indianapolis. He's got stiff competition on the other side as well from Jonathan Taylor, who's having a fantastic year as well. But I do expect the Colts to get this done 27-20. My goodness. hey, you show right, dog. I was like, man, hey, man, man, I don't know, man. You ever seen your daddy hiccup, man? I'm like, man, I'm too old to be hiccuping, dog. I'm trying to think, man, I ain't never seen my grandpa hiccup. I ain't never seen my daddy hiccup, man. Supposed to be a grown man. I'm still hiccuping. What's going on, man? Well, I said I got to drink a jug of water. my dog Keanu said, "Yeah, down a jug of water." Hey, that's what I'm saying, dog. I was like, why am I still hiccup? Like, I'm still supposed to be hiccuping at the same. I thought hiccups for little kids. My nephew still hiccups. Why am I hiccuping, man? Why am I hiccuping? My dog Day One Game Jarrell said he's got the Raiders getting it done. Okay, 30-27. Okay, so he's got the Raiders building on last week's momentum. Now, that was a tough loss. They ended up losing that game by 1, but you finally get what you paid for as far as the draft of Ashton Genty in the top 5. I think he got drafted 5th by the Raiders. Wasn't 5th or 6th, was it? And so you finally get a return on that investment. And now do they build on that and carry that over on the road in Indy? I'm not gonna lie, man. This Rams and that Raiders and Colts game is liable to be a good one, man. 2 very good rushing attacks. And see if they duke it out. My dog Day One Game Jarrell said he's going with the upset. My goodness, y'all. My goodness. Mine said, hold my breath. I can't hold my breath on a talking show. I'm going to hold my breath on a show. People came here so that we can talk. I can't just sit here and hold my breath. My goodness. The Jets go on the road at New Orleans. Give me the Jets in this one. 20-16. I'm taking Jackson Dart and the Jets. Now, I know I talked on Wednesday that I don't expect Jackson Dart in that Jets offense to maintain or to continue to have the success that they did against the Chargers, because, like I said, Jackson, it was unorthodox the way they used him. There's no film on him. We didn't know what to expect. Even his college film didn't have any true NFL concepts or things you could pull from that to even get an idea of what he's going to look like in the league. And so, while I don't think it's going to continue to have the success that they did against the Chargers, this is a winnable game against a soft opponent in the Saints. That Saints team doesn't have much of anything going on either side of the ball. And so I definitely think this is another winnable one for Jackson Dart and the Giants. And then we'll see how long that train can last, man, assuming they get this one done. But I'm going with the Giants 20-16. Dallas on the road against the Jets. Now, I think this is going to turn out to be a shootout, man, because we already established Dallas's defense can't stop a nosebleed. Dallas's defense can't stop anything or anyone, and so I don't think that this is going to be a difference. Now, any different for this Jets this weekend, and the Jets are at home. Now, we've seen this Jets offense put up a lot of points this far in the season, even though they haven't won a lot of games. They put up over 30 points week 1 against my Steelers in a game they probably should have won. They also put up 30 points in a comeback game against the Buccaneers with Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor started in place of Justin Fields, and they played the Bucs, and they came back in that one and put up damn near 30 points as well. And I want to say they struggled, but they had some flash and put up roughly 24 or 27 points against the Dolphins last week as well. And so this is a very winnable game for the Jets. And I think this game is probably going to be a lot more entertaining than maybe we're going to give it credit for. I plan on watching a lot of this game because I just think there's going to be punches and bunches is what I almost said, but points in bunches, man. I don't think either defense is able to stop each other. And I think this is one that could be, very entertaining to watch, man, if you're in the mood to see an offensive shootout. But I am taking Dallas to get it done on the road, 30-27. But I definitely think this is one that could be pretty exciting. Man, my dog Keandre said, hold my breath every time the Steelers take the field. Hey, man, we on a bye week. That man just told me to snuff myself. Hey, that's foul, man. Hey, Keandre said, hold your breath till next week, till next kickoff, man. Keandre want me to hold my breath until next kickoff. That's crazy, dog. Hey, we gotta be better than that, dog. That's crazy, man. My dog Day One Game Jarrell said he's taking the Giants 24-17 on the road against New Orleans as well. Yeah, I think the Giants might get this one off as well, or they should. This would be a nice 2-0 start to Jackson Dart's career, man. Then we'll see how it goes as that schedule starts to pick up. Moving on. Now, this one for me, this could have been a game of the week, I think, as well. Denver on the road at Philly. I'm taking Philly in this one 24-20. I think this is a very difficult matchup for the Eagles. I think Denver's definitely a live dog in this one. And I think it's good on good, strength against strength. We've got Denver has a fantastic pass rush. Nick Bonito is playing lights out. Jonathan Cooper, the guy on the other side of the edge as well, he's also fantastic. Zach Allen on that interior defensive line. So we've got a very talented Denver defensive line and Denver pass rush going up against one of the better offensive line units in the league over the last decade. And they've been changing pieces, new places, new faces in new places. But that offensive line has still been the core, one of the core features of that team. I'm talking about the Eagles. And so it's good on good up front. And then in that secondary as well, we've got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith going up against Patrick Surtain, young Jahdae Barron, and Riley Moss, man, the white corner from Iowa as well. And so that's a pretty solid secondary as well. Tyler Noah, who found you from the Niners, he's in that secondary also. Dre Greenlaw also came over from the Niners. I think he may be banged up, but that secondary for Denver going up against that secondary or that receiving corps for the Eagles. So it's heavyweight matchups, man, all the way around in this one. And so this is another game I'm going to be very excited to see. I want to see Patrick Surtain, man, duke it out with A.J. Brown. If A.J. Brown gets the chance to fight back, that's what I want to see. Is Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni going to give A.J. Brown a chance to fight back against Patrick Surtain, man? Can my dog get a target before we get to the second half? I want to watch this game. I want to count A.J. Brown's targets in the first half, man. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Matter of fact, day one game, Jarrell, I know you're going to watch that game. Your Eagles are playing. We're going to keep a track of A.J. Brown's first half targets in this game, dog. I'm telling you right now. Let's put the over-under at 3. Look how terrible it is. We're going to put the over-under on A.J. Brown targets in the first half against Patrick Surtain and the Denver Broncos. We're going to put the over-under at 3 for the first half. I'm not even talking about catches, dog. Day one game, Jarrell. I'm not talking about catches, targets. Does he get 3 targets in the first half of this game? Come on, man. We're going to track it. Come on with me. Stay with me, day one game. Stay with me, Jarrell. We're going to track it, dog. I'm telling you. Hey, man. Hey, don't laugh, man. He tried to take me out of there, dog. He tried to take me out. He said he tried to take me out, man. That's crazy. My dog, day one game, Jarrell said he's going Philly 30-24. We're going to lean on the run game today. You better hope it works because we seen what happened, man, when the Rams shut that run game down, and then y'all had to come back to A.J. Brown then, and luckily he was able to bail y'all ass out. He bailed y'all out. I don't know if he'll do it this week. The Rams didn't have Patrick Surtain Jr., you know what I mean, reigning defensive player of the year at corner on their team. So A.J. Brown was cooking boys that second half, right? I don't know if y'all can afford to do that today. Now, the other side of the ball we didn't talk about, I definitely give the advantage to Philly's defense over Denver's offense, which is why I went Philly in this one for sure. But, you know, Cam Sutton, I respect him. I think he is a tad underrated as far as I think he's a very capable guy. You know, he's a very capable. He's not a tier 1 guy at all, but he's a dependable guy, man. He's a guy that puts me in the mind of like a T. Higgins, right? I think he's probably better suited to be somebody's 1B than to be the full-fledged 1 for somebody, right? Much like I see like a T. Higgins, but he is a very capable guy. But nah, Quinyon Mitchell is playing like a top 2 corner in the league. He may not be 2. For me, for my money right now, Denzel Ward and Quinyon Mitchell are 1 and 2 as far as corners in the league. I think Sauce Gardner is also having a damn good year. I think Sauce Gardner's been pretty good this year. Patrick Surtain is always Patrick Surtain, so of course I'm going to name him as well. Those will probably be the top 4 guys I would think in the league right now. Then if I had to give you a 5th one, I'd probably go Stingley. Wait, what Puka do to the Texans? Tom, if you still in here, man, what Puka do to your Texans and Stingley, dog? Week 1. I'm trying to remember how Stingley looked against Puka and Devontae week 1 against the Rams. But those would be the 5 that probably come to my mind. I'm thinking Stingley. J.C. Horn is a guy I like who's, he's unheralded, but he's a guy I like I try to keep up with as well. But those first 4 I feel pretty good about, man. Denzel Ward, Quinyon Mitchell, Pat Surtain, and Sauce Gardner for me would be the top 4. Hey, they want to get Jarrell said he getting them targets today because they don't want him to go nowhere. Man, hey, are you sure? Because this has been a problem. outside of that first year when he first got there, this has been a problem since then. It's just 2 years in a row. Tom says Stingley got hurt. Oh, Stingley's out? Damn, how did I miss that? Damn. How long is Stingley out? I don't know how I missed that. Damn, my fault. I don't know how I missed that. I didn't realize Stingley was out. I didn't realize he was out. Let me see. What we got next? Moving on. Miami on the road at Carolina. I'm going Carolina, and I guess an upset. Like I said, I'll call it an upset. Just the way Carolina it went out there and embarrassed themselves last week. So 2 weeks ago, they shut out Michael Penix and the Falcons 30-0. I don't think anybody's seen that coming. Then they go the next week and go to New England and let Drake May and the Patriots dog them boys out. They put a 40 ball on them, 43-13. You get spanked. You know, the more I'm talking, I don't know why I'm taking Carolina in this one. Maybe just because knowing Tua's out, I do like J.C. Horn and Derek Brown on that Carolina defense for sure. And so I see J.C. Horn. I think he can handle Devontae Smith. He can handle, not Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. And then Malik Washington, a guy I really liked a lot coming out of UVA. I caught him the steal of the draft when Miami drafted him 2 years ago. But I definitely think Tyreek being out of this offense definitely does take a lot of wind out of their sails. And then that Carolina defense, if they can hold up to Devin A. Chain and that run game with Ollie Gordon as well. I've got Carolina on this one, pulling this out. I'm going 23-20. 23-20 is where I'm going on that. Man, hold on, man. Hey, Keandre. Man, hold on. Hold on, man. Why I keep having to go but double check on these comments? Keandre, what happened, dog? You were supposed to remind me, man, we're iron to the show. My dog Keandre didn't tell me put the comments up. He done told me hold my breath till next Sunday. And Keandre, man, are we beefing, dog? What I do, man? What happened? Come on, man. Don't leave me hanging. God, dog. Shout out to my dog Keandre. Let me see. Oh, Tom said no, he was hurt against the Rams. Oh, okay. I was about to say, it's like, damn, man, I didn't think Stingley was out. Okay, he got hurt against the Rams. Okay. And then my dog Daywin Game Jarrell said he's taking Miami against the Panthers 31-27. I got you. And then speaking of those terrible Texans and my dog Tom Walker, Houston on the road at Baltimore. Lamar Jackson officially out. Man, I hope he stays out. I hope he stays out. Man, take your time, Lamar. You know what I mean? Go ahead, take your time. Wait till about Christmas. You know, Christmas. Or if that's too far, I'll take Thanksgiving. Go ahead, rest it. You don't want to rush a hammy. You know what I mean? You don't want to rush that hammy, Lamar. Take your time. Go slow, bro. Yeah, man, my dog Keandre said he's slipping. I'm like, man, hold on, man. I keep having to go check for the chat. Like, man, hold on, man. Keandre didn't remind me to put the chat up. What we doing, man? Yeah. But no, I'm taking Houston on the road, man. Cooper Rush leading the Ravens. Now, they have to lean. You know what? This is what I am eager to see. I want to see this Baltimore team lean. They're gonna have to lean on Derrick Henry, but they're also gonna have to lean on him in the more traditional sense. So less RPO, you don't have that RPO threat from Lamar. So this is gonna have to be a more traditional, old school Tennessee Titan style of Derrick Henry rushing attack that we get from Baltimore, and we'll see if they can do that against a very talented Houston defense. Now we've already talked about that secondary a lot. When Tracy Gardner Jr. first got there, man, I thought that was going to be a beautiful match, but y'all moved on from him, of course. But that secondary is still loaded, man. Stingley and Kamari Lassiter play well off each other. They got one of the best 1-2 punches off the edge, and Will Anderson and Daniil Hunter. And so this is a very, aggressive defense with a lot of pieces and talent there. And this is against a struggling Baltimore team, a team that's been struggling with Lamar Jackson. Now this team, without Lamar, if you're Houston, I don't think you can lose this game, Houston. There's no. Hey, Tom. Matter of fact, Tom, you in here? You say y'all winning the division. You say y'all going to Super Bowl. This is a must-win game, bro. Like if I'm gonna take y'all serious, if we gonna take my dog Tom's Texans serious, this is a game you win. This is a game you win, dog. A struggling team, and not just Lamar Jackson. They've got a lot of injuries. Kyle Hamilton's banged up. I don't know if Kyle Hamilton's playing in this. I know he missed a couple days of practice. Roquan Smith, their all-pro middle linebacker. He's been banged up. I think he may have missed a couple practices this week as well, so I don't know his game status. Justin Matabuke, the defensive lineman who got paid 2 years ago, he's on IR now. You know what I mean? And so that secondary's been getting honey roasted all year, even with healthy Kyle Hamilton, and he's banged up. But Marlon Humphrey is having a relatively down year, especially compared to last season. Malachi Starks and Nate Wiggins, the two other young guys in that secondary, they haven't played well thus far. Mike Green, their young edge rusher, he's a turnstile on the edge. So this is a game time. If we taking your Houston Texans serious, you got to win this one. This is when you got to win. Even though it's on the road, this is when you got to win. I think y'all going to do it, man. I believe, I got faith in y'all, or maybe I just don't have no faith in Cooper Rush leading the Ravens offense, and the offense is already struggling. But be that as it may, I'm taking Houston on the road 24-19 to see if they can get this done, man. Tom, I'm giving you a chance, man. All right, I'm putting some faith in y'all, man. My dog, Day One Game Jarrell, said he's going with the Ravens 27-21. Man, with Cooper Rush, dog, Day One Game Jarrell, don't forget, Lamar's out. Cooper Rush is starting. And I think Roquan Smith and Kyle Hamilton, I don't know if they're ruled out. So let me not say that. I don't know if they're ruled out. But even if they're not ruled out, they're definitely not 100%. And nobody's 100%. But they're not even the comfortable 80% that most people play. Most people are going to play. You're only 100% week one. And that's if you're lucky. Because a lot of times you get banged up and nicked up in training camp and in preseason as well, right? So most guys, you start week one, 96. Yeah, 96%, 97. Few guys may start at 100. But everybody's starting with somewhere between 90 and 100, right? And so that's week one. And so now, for the bulk of the season, everybody's somewhere between 60 and 80, right? So everybody's already going to be banged up. So even if Kyle Hamilton and Roquan Smith, if they play today, there's no telling just like the quality of their play, just what they're dealing with their injuries. So I say all that to say, Houston, I'm not giving y'all no excuses, man. I fully expect y'all to win this game because my dog Tom, Terrible Tom, that told me y'all for real. He told me y'all gonna win this division over the Colts and the Jaguars, who are playing good ball, right? He told me y'all going to the Super Bowl, so I need to see it. Get y'all get back for this playoff loss 2 years ago. 2 years ago, y'all played them in the divisional. You were competitive in the first half. Then y'all came out in the second half and got spanked. Get your get back. In Baltimore, on the road, Lamar's out. Show off. Show off a little bit. Houston, let me see something. And my dog Day One Game Jarrell said he's going with those Ravens, man. Even with Cooper Rush starting at QB. Let's see it. Tennessee on the road against Arizona. I put this as a toilet bowl, but I'm going with the upset, man. This is a toilet bowl upset. I don't think anybody's fired up or excited to necessarily see this game, see this matchup. Tennessee has Cam Ward and nothing else, right? He needs help at any and every position. They've got 11 positions on offense. 10 of them are up for grabs. If in my mind, 10 of those positions are up for grabs. Calvin Ridley, I was never a big fan of. Don't understand why he got paid what he did. I'm not mad he got paid, but I just didn't understand it. He out there, MIA, stealing money. Alec Ayamenor, your rookie receiver, was he from Stanford? Where Ayamenor come from? I want to say somewhere West Coast, but regardless, he's more or less been your most dependable target for a rookie Cam Ward. And what's that worth? Tony Pollard, right? Still there in the backfield as well. Their offensive line, not spectacular. J.C. Latham, who was my tackle one coming out of that draft, I don't care what y'all said. They had him at left tackle, out of position. Then he goes back to right. Then you bring in my former left tackle with the still. So they need help everywhere. I say all that to say, even knowing all that, I'm still taking Tennessee in the upset, 20-17. I just don't like what we're seeing from this Cardinals offense, man. The inconsistencies, the miscommunications, they're just not on the same page, man. It's not on the same page. Kyler and Marvin Harrison Jr. are more times than not wrong instead of right, and that's leading to a lot of bad, not only broken plays, but turnovers, right? A lot of these miscues are causing turnovers. The ball's in the wrong place because Kyler thought Marvin's doing something else. Marvin thought he was doing something else, and now passes are going to empty spaces or spaces where there's only defenders, or Marvin Harrison Jr. is his hands have been inconsistent, his confidence is lacking. Passes are bouncing off his hands into the hands of defenders, and so I don't feel good about what we got going on in Arizona. Their top two running backs are both on IR, Josh Connor and Trey Benson. I did like Trey Benson a lot coming out of Florida State. He was my RB1 that year. They're both on IR as well, and so even at home against a struggling Tennessee team, I think this is one in which Cam Ward may be able to pull off a little magic, man, and get himself his first NFL victory. So I'm pulling for him. Oh, my dog Keandre in the chat, man, what'd he say? He said this will be Cooper Rush's Chad Henne moment. Oh, got a plan in his head. Okay. He said Cooper Rush. He's also pulling for Cooper Rush to work a little backup magic day against the Texans. We'll see. Now, this is going to be my game of the week. And I think there's a couple games that could have been game of the week in this one. But I end up selling with Big Baker Mayfield, man. Y'all know how I feel about Big Bake. My dog, Big Baker Mayfield, going on the road against Seattle. And this is one for me where this game is going to tell me a lot about each of these teams. Because I see both these teams pretty similar, right? I see teams that are in very competitive divisions. I lied. Tampa Bay's division is not extremely competitive. But these are teams that I think are competitive and definitely have playoff aspirations. I definitely think that both these teams are probably going to be in the playoffs. And I want to know like which one of these teams can truly maybe make a push against like a Rams or an Eagles team, right? Both these teams may face one of those style of teams in the playoffs, or a Lions team. And I want to know, like, do they have the chops, man, to be a real live contender, or are they just somebody who may sneak in and not have a chance, that type of thing, right? So Seattle with Sam Darnold, you're 3-1, you're at home. I think for Seattle, if we're going to take Seattle serious, I think this is the game they have to win. Much like I kind of said the circumstances around the Houston game with Baltimore, for different reasons, I see the same circumstance for Seattle. Are you for real? Sam Darnold, you came over here, had a resurgence in career. You got paid $30+ million. I'm happy for you. You know I love to see somebody get paid for sure. But now let's see what we paid. What did that money buy us? Can we beat competent competition at home and prove ourselves like a legitimate threat to handle our business or make a run in the postseason? So this is what this game's going to tell me for Seattle. And then if you're Tampa Bay, is that Baker magic fizzling out, right? So they've had a couple games. I'm always going to cheer for Baker Mayfield, especially since he left Cleveland, right? Especially then as I'm free to, right? But also, I want to see you win one of these, man. It feels like that magic. It feels like for all the plays and all the moxie and all the things that I like about your game. Yeah, y'all had a couple L's though now. So that this Eagles game for me there were some rough moments in that one. I hated that turnover in the red zone where you're booting out right and you threw that pass. The chances of that pass being completed were just minuscule. That play was overwhelmingly a disaster from the start once you let the ball go. And now, the pass got picked, but looking at the trajectory of that pass, regardless of it getting tipped or not, that pass was dead in the water. And so I want to see Baker go on a road in a hostile situation and do what he does. Quiet the noise, rise above, and get a dub. And so I think Baker Mayfield is definitely the guy that can do this, but I need to see it. I want to see it. I want you to remind me that you're still that guy, that we can still make those plays so that I know come playoff time, man, when these things start getting tight, I know you guys are a live dog against the Eagles when y'all running back with them against the playoffs. Or you guys will be a live dog when you go on the road and play Detroit and they build it, maybe in the playoffs, right? Maybe you have to go play the Rams or play San Francisco, right? And so I want to see where you guys stand. And now also in this one, Bucky Irvin's going to be out in this game. That's a big loss for them. Bucky Irvin, definitely a nice, studly young running back as well, man. And so he's out in this one. But this for me, man, is still going to be a very good game. A very good, evenly matched game, I think. And it's going to tell me a lot about both these teams. So I can't wait to see that. Let me see. Detroit on the road at Cincinnati. This is a wash. A lot to a little. Man, I almost put 40-3. I almost put 42-0. I almost put 30-2. I mean, so this is going to be a lot to little, man. I'm going Detroit 35-7. This game could be 28-0 at halftime. You know what I'm saying? Like, this game could be 28-0 at halftime. This is going to be an ugly watch if you're a Bengals fan. I'm telling you, I just don't have I don't have any. There's nothing I can say to give any type of false hope or pretense that the Bengals have a chance in this game, short of Detroit absolutely coming out there and, I don't know, falling asleep at the wheel. But I just realistically, I just don't see that. Justin Jefferson is a guy. Justin Jefferson is the guy. Justin Jefferson has caught a deep pass, a deep post over the middle from Carson Wentz. I'm going to call it a post. I'm watching it now. No, it's just a seam. Just a seam. Just a seam in cover two. Catches it right in front of the safety who was coming over. Catches it and gives a little half spin to get away from the tackle. Now, also, he misplayed it. Number 5. Who was that? That's terrible technique, number 5. You overran it, over pursued. You didn't approach that play to secure the tackle once you didn't make a play on the football. That's just a terrible play by that safety, number 5, the safety from the Browns. But Justin Jefferson is an animal, dog. That's the coach. That boy's a coach in the building. Moving on, man. The Bengals should get spanked at the crib today by the Lions. See, moving on, Washington on the road against the Chargers. Now, this game also for me was almost the game of the week. This is the other one that was game of the week worthy in my mind, but I ended up going with that Tampa Bay Seattle game. But this is a big one. Jaden Daniels making his return from injury. I think he's been out these last 2. Was it been 2 or 3 weeks since Jaden Daniels got injured? So he's missed at least the last 2 games. He's making his return now to the starting lineup. It is on the road against a very talented and tough Chargers team. Now, a Chargers team that did drop an ugly one against the Giants. I'm not going to forgive y'all for that, Chargers. But so this is a game in which they're eager to bounce back. They're eager to get that taste out their mouth. They're eager to get that dirt off their name and get back into the dominant winning, or get back to being a winning football team and a team on the rise. And so at home, I think they're going to be fired up and juiced up and fully locked and loaded for this game. And then this is a tough one, man, for Jaden Daniels, as talented as he is, to make his return on the road, East Coast, all the way to the West Coast, and against a very talented Los Angeles Chargers team. So I am going Chargers in this one, 28-24. Let me see here. And then we got New England on the road at Buffalo. Give me Buffalo in this one, 27-20. I do think that the Bills will have a chance. I think this game may be a little tougher than maybe the final score looks. I end up raising the score. I had 27-17, and I end up raising it to 27-20. Maybe New England actually. I'm going to give y'all an update on this Browns Vikings game here. Let me see if it got blocked. Nah, he just full-fledged shanked that. So Vikings are driving. They get a big catch from Justin Jefferson, and then they the drive stalls. So now it is a 50-yard field goal, but they're down 3. It's the top of the 4th quarter, and then he just misses it, just shanks it wide right. He missed it by about 10 yards to the right. I mean, just not even close. And so Cleveland bends but doesn't breaks, and they hold on to a 3-point lead. They're up now midway through the 4th quarter, up 17-14 on the Vikings. So Vikings, man, fool around going to lose 2 back-to-back international. And you know what, Keandre? You know what, dog? Keandre was talking about these international games, I think, 2 weeks ago. And honestly, at the time when you were talking about it, I didn't know that this schedule was happening. Because the Vikings are getting railroaded, bro. The Vikings played in Ireland last week against my Steelers, and then now they have back-to-back international games, Ireland last week and now London this week. Now, they didn't fly back to America and fly back, because that would have been outrageous, but they still are inconvenient. They've been in London now for 2 weeks. Or excuse me, they've been in Europe now for 2 weeks. 2 weeks away from home. These are grown men with families and kids. 2 weeks away from their own rest and recovery processes and protocols, right? So a lot of guys, especially the guys at the top, they'll have like weekly scheduled masseuses and additional physical therapies and just processes in place to get their bodies back as healthy as they can before going and turn them back down on Sundays. And so the Vikings with back-to-back international games, like that's a very huge disadvantage to them. And honestly, maybe it's showing up because Cleveland's got the lead in this game, man. Cleveland's got the lead in this one, and not to say that that's the reason that the Vikings would lose, but it definitely is a huge disadvantage. So my dog Keandre, man, raised a very good point. I'm not against the international games for the same reason that we talked about last week, but back-to-back scheduling, I think that's out. Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I don't like that at all. And staying in Europe for 2 weeks and saying, well, it's not a big deal because they didn't have to take 2 international flights. No, that's not good enough because of everything else. Like, we're not robots that just get turned on and off on Sunday. So that's a huge disadvantage for this Vikings team, bro. That's crazy. I don't know how I got to that from this New England and Buffalo game, but I am taking Buffalo to win that game 27-20. Oh, man. I do want to give a live update on this game. So Minnesota just missed a field goal that would have tied this game up. The Browns have taken over the ball on their own 41, so they're right there at midfield, 1st and 10. And let's see if they can hold on and win this game. A touchdown here, if they take good time off the clock, and get a touchdown on this drive that puts them up by 10 and maybe puts this one out of reach for the Vikings to come back. Well, holding on 1st and 10. So now it's going to be 1st and 20 and backing them up even further. So who knows, man. But Cleveland going to fool around and win this Vikings game, man. And Dylan Gabriel's going to quiet up a lot of his haters. So we'll see. Let's see. And then moving on, man, let's talk about this Monday night game. Kansas City on the road at Jackson night this Monday night. Give me Jacksonville to win this game 28-20. The Chiefs, after starting 0-2, they have had back-to-back wins. Now, one of them against the Giants, a game that you absolutely should have and had to win, and you did that. But then a very quality win, dominating, it felt like a dominant win, man, for the Chiefs against the Ravens. Ravens never really felt in that one. It clearly felt they were a step or 2 below the Chiefs in that game. And then, of course, we know Lamar goes down with injury and doesn't finish, but the game was over regardless. But by and well before that point, it felt like. So Kansas City definitely on the rise. They go on the road at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's been playing pretty good this year. Travis Etienne is a top 5 rusher in the league to this point in the year. Me and Day One Game Jarrell, or me and some of the guys I think talked about it. I'm still not satisfied with how they're using Travis Hunter, so to say. So I still want to see that his usage smooth out and improve in a way that's meaningful, right? So we still need to see that. Oh, I take it back. Okay, never mind. I was going to give an update because it was a hold against Cleveland that I thought made it 1st and 20, but maybe I missed the play before because Quinshon Judkins just ran for a 1st down on 2nd and 9. But I am taking Kansas City to win, even though Jacksonville has been playing relatively well. They're 3-1. I think they're tied for the lead in that division with the Colts, I believe, who are also 3-1. And then what's Tom's Texans? Tom, your Texans 2-2. So this is still a tightly contested AFC South right now. So Jacksonville needs this win at home to kind of keep pace and maybe maintain their positioning as the leader in this division to this point. And then, of course, Kansas City looking to build that momentum as they kind of get themselves going, man, and make a push to come reclaim that AFC West division from the Chargers, who are hoping to pull away, who have the lead on everyone else in that division. So, man, hey, there you have it. That's all. We made it through this week's games for sure. Now, if you have any thoughts or comments, man, then let me know. Drop them in the chat. But before we get out of here, my dog Tom said, "Nah, don't be confused. The Texans still winning the division. We'll see. Win this game in Baltimore, man, and I might take y'all serious. Y'all gonna have to win this game against Baltimore without Lamar Jackson and with a beat-up defense. That defense that ain't playing like dog. You know what? Anyway, win this game, man. Go out there and win this one. I think this is a game. If y'all serious and y'all for real, this is a game you win. This is a game. If you're a contender, you win this game today, man. So y'all can show me today, Tom. Y'all had to show me today. But man, before we get out of here, man, and I try not to get Quinshon Judkins is having a day. I knew he was playing well. He's got 21 for $112 midway through the 4th quarter against this Vikings defense. He playing his ass off. Shout out to Quinshon Judkins. Dylan Gabriel throws the ball away on 3rd and 7. The Vikings defense does hold up. 7 minutes and 2 seconds left in the 4th quarter, and it looks like they will force the Browns to punt the ball. And so we'll see if Kevin O'Connell and that Vikings offense can put a drive together, man, and come back and take the lead. But 7 minutes is still a lot of football. So the Browns likely will have a chance to get this ball back. They may be down. If the Vikings get a touchdown here, they'll be up 4. And then let's say if there's roughly 3 minutes or so left in the game, we may have a chance to see if Dillon Gabriel could be a hero in his first start. Oh, man. Rex Ryan and the anti-Shador crowd would just love nothing more than to see Cleveland should have downed a punt on the 1-yard line. They mess it up. These idiots mess it up. I hate when I see these people. Somebody gets down to the goal line. They pat the ball back inside. The ball's not even. He patted the ball back. Safe. Oh no, he may have been on the line. If the first guy who knocked the ball back from the end zone, if he's not in the end zone, and that's going to stand, he pats the ball to like the 2 or 3 yard line, and then some Yahoo for the Browns flies in. There's only Browns there. They jump on the ball. He slides into the end zone. So now it's a touchback. Like trying to be cool, number 50. You could have downed that ball. You could have ran up and touched the ball and downed it at the 3 yard line. Instead, he recovers it, slides to the end zone. So now the Vikings are going to have the ball at the 20 with 7 minutes and 3 touchdowns to see if they can take the lead in this game. But then I had to say, assuming they drive, Justin Jefferson brings it home, gives the Vikings offense the lead, the Browns may have a chance to win. They'll get the ball back with, let's say, roughly 3 minutes left. They've got 3 timeouts right now. We'll see how many they hold. And we'll see if Dillon Gabriel could be a hero, man. Imagine Dillon Gabriel with the anti-Shador crowd and all the rhetoric and all the stories going around who should be starting, whether or not Dillon's being gifted or Shador's being railroaded, all these things. Imagine Dillon Gabriel in his first start on the road internationally against the Vikings and Brian Flores' defense. Imagine he gets the ball down 4 and has to have a game-winning drive to win this game. That'd be a fantastic storyline. The Browns may win that game because of that. I won't put it past the NFL to edit the script live. Y'all know the NFL is scripted. I won't put it past them to edit this game script live. Yeah, that Browns defense has played well, man. They've forced a fumble on Jordan Mason that they recovered. Jordan Mason fumbled last week against my Steelers as well. We recovered it for a touchdown, but he actually got a hand on the ball while he was out of bounds and pulled it off the board. But another big fumble in this one that wasn't wiped off the board for Cleveland earlier in this game. But I did want to talk a little bit about KYREN LACY, man. I don't know if you guys are overly familiar with the story or if you've kept up with the recent news that came out regarding his situation or his circumstance. And so I did want to talk about it a little bit here. And so KYREN LACY was a very talented receiver from LSU. He played with Jaden Daniels and Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. He was the third receiver while those guys were all there. And then, he was a guy slated to be the next LSU receiver to go to the league and maybe find some style of success. Now, he wasn't the player that Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. were, but those are top 10 caliber draft prospects and honestly top 10 to 15 caliber receivers in the league, even at this age. And so, but he was still a guy that very likely and very reasonably, it's not a far-fetched at all, he was going to be an NFL he was an NFL caliber player. He's probably a guy that was going to be a mid-round guy, but he was a guy that was going to the league or was worthy. His talent was worthy to be in the league. So getting to the crux of what happened at the end, I wrote down the date actually. So at the end of last December, so it's been not even a full year yet, so just shy of 10 months ago, December 17th, 2024, there was an accident, a car crash in Louisiana where he's from, or in the area where he's from, Louisiana, in which a 78-year-old, I want to say it was a 78-year-old woman was killed in a motor vehicle accident, right? On December 17th, 2024. Now, KYREN LACY was indicted for a hit and run and vehicular homicide roughly 3 weeks later on January 10th in 2025 as the culprit of what police called a hit and run, a vehicular homicide or vehicular manslaughter against the 78-year-old, I believe it was a woman, that died on December 17th. Now, KYREN LACY was adamant about his innocence the whole time, of course, but he was, for all intents, I mean, he was held guilty in the court of public opinion. There's no other way around it. And then me myself, I remember hearing about the story actively when it first came out. KYREN LACY, and I'm not even going to do that. I'm not going to talk about rumors and things like that talk or spoke against his name, that gave people the excuse for judging him before the facts were known. So I'm not even going to feed into that. But I do remember hearing this story come out, and there was a lot of controversy around his still being on the team at LSU. LSU, the way they handled it or dealt with it, the support or lack of support that they showed him, especially for charges that were yet to be proven or even tried. Right. And then here's the thing about it. A warrant had been issued, but he hadn't officially been, I guess, what's the right word I'm looking for? A grand jury hadn't officially made the decision to grant procession with that case. If I'm saying that poorly, forgive me. And if somebody in here knows the proper way that should be explained, please let me know. And I generally know myself. I'm struggling right now. So in dealing with this, trying to maintain his innocence, his attorney, and shout out to his attorney. I should have notated his attorney's name as well, who's been very vocal, who's been very defensive of KYREN LACY's legacy posthumously, right? Because of course we're going to get to it. He did unalive himself. He committed suicide in dealing with the stress from this situation. And so December 17th, there's an accident. Now KYREN LACY was in the vicinity of this incident, but was not the guilty party. And in fact, the accident that led to the death of this other person, he was roughly anywhere from 70 to 90 yards away from the incident when it happened. And then he came along, after the fact. And so his attorney I don't know if it was his attorney, but surveillance footage of the accident itself has been leaked or released, and it clearly exonerates KYREN LACY from the charges that were pending him in regards to this incident. And also, in addition to that, body cam footages of the arresting officers has been released as well, which shows them coercing and coaching an eyewitness to the accident who initially cleared KYREN's no, man, it was a woman. There was a white woman driving this vehicle who struck this other vehicle, which ended up resulted in the hit and run death of a 78-year-old human being, because honestly, I can't remember if it's a man or a woman. But this witness definitively told officers that it was a white woman who struck this person and resulted in their death, and was coerced and coached into saying that it was KYREN LACY instead. And so this is a huge deal, man. And on this show, and maybe I haven't talked about it as much on this show, but on my first show with my dog Chop, Let the Field Speak, a lot of y'all hear from there. And so y'all know one of the things we talk about on this show is that this isn't meant to be a political show. The thing about it, this isn't political, because it's a disservice to KYREN LACY, his family, and his legacy to say that his death and and the circumstances surrounding his death and what happened to him, that is merely politics arguing about conservative versus liberal, right wing versus left wing. No. And I don't want it to be weaponized in this way. This story should offend everyone. This story should piss off everyone. This story should hurt everyone. Because KYREN LACY could have been any of our sons. KYREN LACY could have been any of our brothers. KYREN LACY could have been any of our fathers, any of our he could have been any of that. Any of us could have been KYREN LACY, right? For minding our business, driving down a road, an accident happens, a football field length ahead of you, a witness says, hey, this is the killer, this is the person that does it, and an officer, right? A person of authority, a person who we are obligated to trust, to protect, and serve, who quite often, and I'm not talking, I don't know enough about this guy, but And you know what? I'll leave that alone. But this style of person who goes out his way to actively and for duplicitous reasons try to steal the life and ruin the life, and he did. That man stole KYREN LACY's life. I'm going to say that officer, that man, and anyone who involved, they stole this young man's life. This is a 24-year-old man who unalived himself, unable to handle the pressure he was under and dealing with this situation. Knowing that you're innocent and dealing with this, dealing with the backlash of this public perception, the places you go, the things said about you in the media and in person, on his own campus, in his own hometown, in his own home state, right? Anywhere he goes, if somebody sees or hears his name and having that stigma attached to it, guilty in the court of public perception, and all because of, and I hate that we've weaponized and made these words almost cliche now to say, but racism, man. A racist cop stole this young man's life. And now we can't even say or talk about these things because they're politicized now. So now if you want to talk about police corruption or systemic racism or things of that nature, then those things are, hold on. Y'all gotta forgive me, man. I had to grab my door. But those things have been weaponized politically, and so that now we can't even address them without just being saying that we're playing into some style of political machine, and it becomes less about the facts of what happened to this young man, right? It becomes less about police corruption. It becomes less about systemic racism and how this is a problem that affects all of us, all cultures, all ethnicities, right? Everyone who considers themselves a citizen of this country should be outraged that our system is failing us. Our system is failing us because KYREN LACY is us, right? And so this pisses me off, man. And so getting back to what ended up happening to KYREN LACY, so I think there was a grand jury that was convened to decide whether or not that the state was going to be allowed, I guess, or granted the right to proceed with the case or the trial against KYREN LACY for the vehicular homicide of that individual. 2 days before that, he had some style of argument or falling out with his family. A gun was fired, not in the direction of anyone, but a gun was fired, I think, at the ground. KYREN LACY, he gets in his car, he takes off. I think police were in pursuit of him, and he succumbed to the pressure. He succumbed to the pressure of his circumstance, and he unalived himself. He unalived himself in his car, and then he was, a 24-year-old man who, like I said, man, he succumbed to that pressure, and he did unalive himself. But like I said, man, as sad as that story is, all of us should be heartbroken for his story. You know what I mean? Like, all of us should be heartbroken for his circumstance. And though, yeah, it was his hand on the trigger that unalived himself, but I lay his death firmly at the feet of the police corruption, man, that put him for no reason at all. For no reason at all, that put him into that circumstance, in that situation, and then him succumbing to that circumstance, and that being the result, man. So this is a tragic story for all of us for a lot of reasons, and I hate that stories like this get politicized, and because then it dehumanizes us from what actually happened to this young man. And so, man, that's it's really heartbreaking for me, man. So I definitely wanted to say something about it, man. Wanted to speak about it because I think we owe that to the memory of KYREN LACY and the others like him, man. He's not alone, right? We may not know all the names, we may not have seen all the faces, but his story is not a new story. His story is not something unheard of, or it's not a one-off, or it's not something that just happened in this situation. That officer, and I'm so upset that I didn't notate his name, but that officer, he's not just he's not one bad apple. He's not one bad apple, and we're making this a bigger story. Like, no, we've seen this story time and time again, man. And so I don't want to talk about it or pretend or act like that's not the case when it is. And so, man, rest in power, rest in peace, rest in love to KYREN LACY, man. Condolences to your family, to your friends, to your loved ones, to anyone who was touched or affected by your life, dog. Man, rest in power, rest in peace, rest in love, man. I supremely, man, I don't want to talk about what anyone believes. That's not my place here, and I'm not the type of person to tell anyone who's right or who's wrong about any of that. Whatever's on the other side for you, KYREN, whatever's on the other side for KYREN Lacy, I hope it's peaceful. I hope it's I hope it's peaceful. That's all I can say about it, man. And so, like I said, this story definitely touched me, dog. It affected me. That could have been my nephew, dog. That's what I kept thinking. You know what I mean? In 10 years, that could be my nephew. My nephew could be a college football player trying to go to the NFL. He's on, you know what I mean? And then while he's minding his business, driving down the road, some racist asshole cop man could point the finger at him and steal his life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it made me feel like. And so, man, that one definitely stung me, man. And so I definitely want to talk about it. But I want to see. And then here's the other thing as well. What's going to happen on the other side of this now? My dog, Day One Game Jarrell said they need to release all the footage from that day, the dash cam, and the body worn camera. Exactly, bro. All that footage. And here's the thing about it as well. Because that footage that we've seen, well, it's been available the whole time. So don't tell me that for 10 months, nobody was able to see or review this footage and clear that young man's name before he got swallowed up by that circumstance. Because that's bullshit as well. Like, why is it that the grand jury was still convened it was 10 months later, 2 days until the grand jury was going to convene? Well, how come you're going to tell me that the district attorney's office, nobody viewed this footage? Nobody viewed that body cam or the interview footage from that officer when these charges are being crafted and when this case is being built? Nobody saw the footage of the officer being told that no, it wasn't KYREN Lacy, it was some white woman that hit this person that resulted in death before he then turned off his camera, and then we get the coerced and coached witness statement against KYREN Lacy. So that footage wasn't available 10 months ago. The footage that captured the accident, that footage wasn't available 10 months ago. We're gonna say that the district attorney's office couldn't have tracked down or procured that footage 10 months ago, right? This is what we're saying. So nah, man, on so many levels, there's questions that need to be answered, and then there's asses that need to be kicked. There's justice that needs to be served, right? We can't only be eager to serve or to find justice when it fits the narrative that we want to create. When it's the narrative of KYREN Lacy being a young troubled black kid with a history or a propensity towards violence or whatever other nonsense or whatever other rhetoric that wants to be said about him or cast upon him or put on him because of his touchdown celebration dances, right? So when we want to jump to conclusions and paint him in that picture, then what's that say about the guys who the actual criminals who stole his life, right? What's it say about that officer? What's it say about that officer's sergeant? What's it say about that officer's squad mates? What's it say about that officer's? What's it say about anyone who had a breath of this incident? Anybody who had any ties to it? Because it goes through every level and all the way up to the DA's office. And so, man, now this is a disaster and a crime on so many levels, and we need to have something done about it, man. We need to see some style of recompense. And this is the thing about it. Why is that such a big ask? And why is it such a great ask? And we'd all be shocked if we saw indictments placed or charges brought against that officer. We'd be shocked to see if there were charges or an investigation launched into that DA's office. We'd be shocked or flabbergasted to see anything come of this, right? That should be clear and logical justice, clear and logical course of action once we've discovered blatant lies, corruption, and criminal action, right? But that's not the case, and it pisses me off, man. So we definitely had to talk about it. My dog Day One Jarrell said, exactly, bro. It's not political, bro, but it gets used that way. So, like, if we talk about what happened with Trey Reed, right, lynched in 2025, and then officials autopsy his body and classify it as an official suicide by hanging and ignore the fact that the man had multiple broken bones all over his body and the back of his head was caved in. These are the authorities, right? These are the government officials. This is what's coming out. And so then Colin Kaepernick has to come out and sponsor an independent autopsy to prove what was there all along, right? And then there's political backlash for Colin Kaepernick getting involved, as opposed, more people were upset about Colin Kaepernick getting involved, right, than they were about the cover-up of the murder of Trey Reed. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is ridiculous, dog. It's ridiculous, man. Yeah, RIP to that man. Rest in power, rest in peace, rest in love, dog. And I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I said, spiritual beliefs, religious beliefs aside, none of us know what's on the other side. And to say anything otherwise is a lie, regardless. And so it is what it is. I hope that man found peace on the other side, man. Regardless of his circumstance or how it happened, I hope that man if that's your thing. You know what I'm saying? I hope that man found peace on the other side. And that's all I'll say about that, dog. But real quick, man, before I do let y'all go, it's still Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I know maybe the end of today's show took a somber tone, but man, it had to be said, man. It had to be said. But I do want to give us an update on this game before we get out of here. There's 54 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Vikings are down by 3. It's 14-17. It's 1st and 10. And they are driving. Touchdown wins it. Field goal ties it up. Let's see what Kevin Stefanski and that Vikings offense draws up, man. We'll close out this international game together, and then I'll let y'all get ready to get y'all Sunday mornings, to get y'all football Sunday started. Okay, Vikings got the ball 1st and 10 from the Cleveland 17, 54 yards left. 54 seconds left. First play is a quick screen to Jordan Addison. He picks up about 6 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 4 from about the Browns 12-yard line. 2nd and 5 from the Browns 12, they're calling it. 34 seconds. Minnesota still has one timeout they're holding on to. Oh, touchdown. Touchdown. Carson Wentz to Jordan Addison at the right pylon. Just a simple fade route. And Jordan Addison looks like, I don't know if it's a blown coverage or just or maybe the Cleveland was in cover 2 and the corner didn't sink. But fade to Jordan Addison to take the lead 20-17 with 25 seconds left. Minnesota is an extra point away from making this a touchdown game. And we'll see if Dylan Gabriel can make some type of magic to find a way to come back and win this game. They should probably that should be a dagger. For all intents and purposes, man, I think Cleveland's going to get the ball back with roughly 21 seconds left, if I had to guess. No timeouts. Yep, they'll have no timeouts and about 20 seconds left. Let me see. Yeah, cover 2. Okay, so Denzel Ward is lined up over Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison was on the right, single receiver to his side, but he's got a tight split off the end line. So he's lined up off the tight end about a yard or two outside the tight end. Denzel Ward's playing cover 2. Denzel Ward sinks with him, but the safety doesn't get over the top. Safety just doesn't get there. It's a quick hitter. It's essentially a slot fade, but there was no receiver outside of him. But he's essentially lined up in a slot alignment, right, as close to the line of scrimmage as he was, and he essentially just runs a slot fade, even though he's the only receiver over there. Denzel Ward sinks with him, but the safety doesn't get over the top, and it's just a quick hitter fade ball in the fade in the hole, man, a money shot. Vikings are kicking the ball off now with 25 seconds left, up by 4. So for all intents and purposes, man, this game, barring a big return or some type of crazy play to end it, man, the Vikings look like they would have come back and won this game. Yeah, Dylan Gabriel, man, I won't lie. Dylan Gabriel played. I think he played well, man. He made some pretty good throws. They didn't ask him to do a lot. They definitely wanted to play this game very, very slow pace, very measured, ball control, right? Ball control and defense, and they almost pulled this one out. So yeah, 20. I called it. I said 21 seconds, and it is 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter with no timeouts. Ball's on their own 29. Let's see if Dylan Gabriel can make some type of magic. First play goes right up the middle to midfield. They've got to get on the ball and spike it. They're going to spike it with about 7 seconds left. Just that, yeah. They spiked the ball at the 51 with 7 seconds left. No timeouts. They've got one play, essentially. They've essentially got one play. I don't know if Dylan Gabriel can get it to the end zone, or if because honestly, I think 2 shots at the end zone. If he has the arm that can get it to the end zone, 2 shots at the end zone. What I would try to do here, because anything short is a waste of time. Like there's no what's the benefit of getting an extra 6 yards here? You need 4 yards. You need 4 points anyway. So it's not even trying to get a late field goal attempt. So, it's got to be something. He's already took too much time. So, this is going to be it. Yeah, just a goal line, chuck it. Ball's in the air. Intercepted by Minnesota at the goal line. And that's your ball game. Minnesota comes back and pulls this out 21-17. 21-17, they pull this one out. And then there you have it. There you have it. That's it. That's all. I'm going to update the score. Minnesota will win 27-17. Did they call a dead ball foul in the end zone? Hold on. Oh! They're putting 7 seconds back on the clock. Was it something? Well, let me see what we missed now. Let me see what we missed. Did Minnesota try to call a timeout before the play snapped, before the ball snapped? Hold on. We've got something going on. Hold on. They put 7 seconds back on the clock. Cleveland's going to have another shot. Dog. If Cleveland wins this game on this Hail Mary, y'all not going to tell me that somebody didn't push a button. If Cleveland wins this game on this second Hail Mary, y'all not going to tell me that somebody didn't push a button. Oh, okay, we get a short catch and run with 1 second on the clock. Oh, okay, yeah. Tackled inbounds. Yeah, short catch and run. Got him to inside the 30, but the player for the Browns gets tackled. Tackled inbounds. It would have been 1 second if he could have got out of bounds. Tackled inbounds, and so that's the game. Minnesota holds on. Okay. Minnesota holds on. Oh, my dog, William White, man, I ain't even realize you snuck in the building, man. Okay, what's going on, big dog? I say, check. Okay, yeah, I'll check my inbox. Okay, so send me an inbox. Okay, yeah, I'll get in there and check it then, for sure. Okay, yeah, the was before the play. Yeah, I got it on in the background, but it's turned, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just kind of looking up while I'm doing the show. So, yeah, I didn't see what happened because the play went on, and then, yeah, okay, so they did call that timeout. Okay. But, yeah, no, Cleveland falls short. But, no, this is a good performance from Dylan Gabriel. This is, if you're a Dylan Gabriel fan, right? If you're a guy pulling for Dylan Gabriel in this situation over Shadur or whatever's going on there, then this is what you wanted to see. He played well. They lost this game, but they didn't lose this game because of him. And I think that's still something that you want to see. The moment wasn't too big, right? He dealt with some pressure. Now, they didn't put a lot on his plate, honestly, but he did have to step up and make a couple good throws. That last touchdown pass he threw to David Njoku was a dime. All right, he threw it in the triangle between 3 defenders on time and in stride. Man, that's a touchdown. Put it right on his body between those 3 guys. He also made another very tough pass to Njoku as well. Put it in only a position that David Njoku could put it right above the outstretched hand of the Cleveland Browns guy, and David Njoku went up and made a fantastic catch on like an out-breaking route And so he made some good throws in this game, man. He played well. I can't lie about it. He played well for sure. He played well for sure. But other than that, man, that is it. That is all for week 5, man. Let's see what time it is. Y'all got 15 minutes. Y'all got 15 minutes. Y'all know what time it is. So tell the wife and kids to find something to do, or your husband if that's your life as well, right? Tell everybody to get out your way. You find your favorite spot on your favorite couch. You turn your favorite team on your favorite TV, right? You get your favorite adult beverage. You put it in your favorite hand. You sit back, you relax, you lock in, and you tune in and watch your favorite team try to get a dub today. As always, before we get out of here, you know we're going to do that real member roll call once again. So let me see who was in the building today. Man, first one through the door, my dog, Day One Gang Jarrell, I appreciate your homeboy. My dog, Keandre, man, Catman the Ship was in the building as well. I appreciate you as always, bro. My Deuce is in the building, wishing everybody an awesome show. Appreciate you as always. Who else is in the building today? I'm looking for you. Sis was in the building today. Said, good morning to the gang. Let's see. My dog, Terrible Time Walker, holding it down for them Houston Texans in the building, letting y'all know they won the division. Tom, I got to see your Texans handle their business today. All right? Y'all got to handle y'all business today. We're going to take y'all for real. You got to go get this dub. And so I can't wait to see that. And then, of course, my dog, William White, slid in the building as well, man. And other than that, y'all know what's going on. Y'all know what's going on. Say the same thing every week. Feel free to say it with me at home. If I forgot to say your name, damn. Hey, for real, my bad. But charge it to my head. And don't charge it to my heart. You know I'm thinking about you, big dog. Hey, appreciate all the love support from everyone, man. Definitely enjoy getting on here talking ball, man. Y'all know how we do, man. Y'all have fun and stay safe. Enjoy y'all football Sunday. Wednesday, back like we left something, man. Wednesday, 7 o'clock. The Wednesday recap, man. We'll talk about today's games and Monday night. Where Willie was right, where Willie was wrong, man. Tap in. We'll see like how this weekend plays out, and I'm sure we'll have plenty to talk about on Wednesday night. And then one more time, man, before we got out of here, I'd be remiss if I didn't say it again. Rest in power, rest in peace, rest in love to KYREN LACY. And man, I pray nothing but bad things for all those who had a hand in stealing your life from you, big dog. Y'all can say what you want to, man. All right, y'all can say what you want to, man. I hope they get everything that's coming for them, man. And I want to see justice served in your name, big dog. But other than that, y'all have fun. Y'all take care. Enjoy y'all football Sunday. Love the ones that love you. Peace.